Hi, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. The purpose of this lecture is to review the requirements and expectations for the final exam. So if you look at our calendar here, the information that I'm going to be sharing is in detail on the final exam, which takes place officially according to the university schedule from 2 to 4:50 p.m. next week, Thursday, April 16th. So if you click on that, it'll take you to the details. So I read through the suggestions that you guys left on the discussion board in Canvas for over the past few weeks. I really thought they were great. Here's a summary here of what different people suggested. So there was a suggestion to create some sort of multimedia project or product, a comparison of different versions of a story, creating an adaptation, like your own adaptation of a folk or fairy tale, and then looking at each other's adaptation. So I really liked all of those. And so I tried to take elements from each one as I put together the final product or the final project. Okay, so here's the assignment. Your task is to apply what we've learned about storytelling and adaptation to our campus community. So you'll do this in 3 stages. So first, you're going to choose a folktale and create a short adaptation that addresses a campus or community issue. Second, you're going to post that adaptation on the discussion board that I've created for the final exam, and you're going to submit a 200 to 300 word explanation of your adaptation to me. Finally, third step, you're going to read all of the other class submissions and choose 5 to comment on. Okay, so you're going to be graded on the effectiveness of your adaptation from part 1, the completeness of your explanation, and the thoughtfulness of your comments. Okay, so that's how I'm going to be grading you. The rubric, I haven't uploaded it, but I would like for you to read that carefully, but essentially it just repeats what this says. All right, so here are some detailed instructions on how to complete each of these 3 components. So choosing a folktale and creating an adaptation. You are welcome to choose any format that you think would be most effective. So you could create a video, you could create a poster, you could write a short story adaptation, you could make a commercial or an advertisement, a public service announcement, you could make an infographic, you could make some memes. It's totally up to you what you feel would work best with your adaptation. Okay, so I came up with a couple of ideas to just give you an idea of what I mean by applying your adaptation to a campus issue. Okay, so currently we're in the middle of a pandemic, and on campus I've heard a couple of different things now. Number one is that students aren't social distancing. A lot of students are still meeting up together instead of staying in their rooms for the most part. And the other issue that I've heard is that not all the students are wearing masks. And so those are 2 big issues currently right now. So I had a couple of ideas. What if I adapted Rapunzel and said that Mother Gothel, instead of being bad for locking her in the tower, was actually good for locking her in the tower because she was preventing her from getting sick because there's a pandemic outside of the tower. So self-isolation is good in this case. And so I would create maybe a short video commercial that encourages students to listen to the authorities and stay safe in their rooms. Again, adapting that story of Rapunzel as part of my commercial. And then the other one I thought of in terms of masks is that I thought of the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears, where she walks into their house and there's Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear, and she tries out their chairs. Papa Bear's is too hard, Mama Bear's is too soft, and Baby Bear's is just right. And then she also tastes their porridge. Papa Bear's is too hot, Mama Bear's is too cold, and Baby Bear's is just right. And so I thought, what if I changed that to trying on masks? And so she tries on 3 different masks and finds the one that's just right for her. And so the idea would be maybe to make an informational poster that had images showing Goldilocks wearing incorrect and correct ways to wear a face mask. So those, again, 2 ideas, but you are welcome to choose any topic that relates to BYUH students and our community, okay? So I have some guidelines here. So the adaptation should clearly draw on a well-known folk or fairy tale, and it should address an issue that's relevant to students on our campus. So I put some issues here, but again, it's anything that you feel is relevant to students on our campus. So studying, gospel principles or living the gospel, the honor code, dating, housing, food services, important on-campus events, service, etc. Okay, so again, choose some sort of issue and then you can intervene using your adaptation. And then here are specific format-based guidelines. So if you're going to create a video or a commercial, it should be between 30 to 60 seconds long. Okay, think about the standard length of commercial or a video, and it should be short. If you choose to write a short story, again, it should be very short, between 500 to 700 words. If you choose to create memes, I think it would be most effective if you plan to create a series of related memes, at least 3 or 4. And then if you choose to create a poster, you're going to want to create one version for print and one for digital. So think in terms of the shape of that poster, and then also like how people interact with it. So standard sizes for print posters are usually rectangular. Usually social media posters tend to be square. Think about the size of an Instagram post. They're square. Facebook also really tends to work better with square-sized or square-shaped posters. And then if you have a different format in mind, let me know, and we can talk about what kind of requirements you'd need to fulfill to create that different format. All right, so that's part 1, right? Come up with the adaptation and the concept and create it. All right, second step, post your adaptation and submit your explanation, okay? So the night before our final, you will need to post your adaptation on the discussion board and submit your explanation to this assignment, okay, to this final exam assignment. I don't want you to submit the explanation on the discussion board because if the rest of the class were to run into your adaptation around campus, like as a poster or whatever, they wouldn't be able to see the explanation. So we want you, or you should want to respond to each other without the explanation. The explanation is just going to be for me for grading purposes, okay? And so in your explanation, it should be 200, 300 words. And here are some questions that you're going to want to ask yourself as you respond or create your explanation. Okay, so basically, what's the issue? Why did you choose this particular folktale and this particular format, right? Video or poster or whatever. I want you to talk about the choices that went into your adaptation. Why did you choose certain characters or plot? Did you change the setting? What did you change and why? Is your adaptation conservative or subversive? What kind of morals are you dealing with in it? And then what kind of on-campus dialogue or change do you hope to your adaptation achieves? And then finally, after you post your adaptation on Wednesday, on Thursday, you'll go in and look at all of the different adaptations, okay? And once you've looked at all of them, I want you to choose 5 to comment on. And in your comments, you're going to thoughtfully respond, and you can use any of these different bullet points as options. You do not need to use all of them. You could use a different one of these for each of your comments or the same one. It doesn't matter, as long as you have thoughtful comments on your adaptations or on your peers' adaptations, okay? All right, now the final thing that I'm going to do is show you briefly how to go to the discussion board. I'm going to show you how to embed media into a discussion board, so video or image. Okay, so here's the discussion. This just repeats the same information from the final exam instructions. Okay, but let's say you want to upload an image. So when you go to post your, so let's say, yeah, you created a meme or you created a poster, that's a JPEG. Okay, so to embed an image you go straight to here where it says embed image. But before you can use this, you actually have to upload that image. So in order to upload it, and I'm actually going to go ahead and go into student view for this to help you out. So it looks like what you'd see. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is upload your image to Canvas. So if you go to account, you have a little thing called files here. So I'm going to go to files, and in my files, I'm going to upload my image. So my image is this Rapunzel image. Okay, it's uploaded. And now I'm going to go back to our class and to the final discussion. So discussion board, final exam discussion. Okay, and so I'm going to post my image that I created. I'll go to embed image, and I'm going to go to Canvas, which is where I have my files. My files, there's my Rapunzel. And it's not letting me, but there's a button down here that will let you upload it. Okay, it's not letting me scroll down all the way, but there's a button that says upload. Okay, so that's how you do images. How to do a video. The way to do a video is, let's say I want to upload this Rapunzel and Pascal's Best Adventures. So I'm going to take my YouTube link and I'm going to copy it. Okay, and then I'm going to hit Insert Edit Media, and I'm going to paste that right in there. Okay, and there it is, post reply, and there's the video in there. Okay, now if you have a PDF file, all you need to do is when you're posting, click attach and choose your file and upload it that way. But if you do have a JPEG image or a video, I would like you to use these embed image and embed media buttons, because that way people don't have to download too many files to view it. Okay, and that's it. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. I will have office hours next week if you want to talk about your adaptation, show me drafts of it, discuss your concept, etc., etc. So yeah, that's it.